All right, so this is the new approach as far as getting a listing set up, dropping a pin, and the problem that a lot of us have been having is we haven't been able to get either the phone and or the website URL published on the listing. A lot of the times we're able to get the phone number, but the website URL has been extremely difficult as of lately. Most of the time when you try to add the website URL and do that double edit, where you add the URL and then you do an opening date edit or addition and then send off as the edit, it will sit in pending. If you try the same thing and maybe change the hours of operation, it often doesn't work either. And that's because the Maps and Google My Business platform is changing. So what I've done here is I've just picked an arbitrary address. I literally just picked something here and clicked on it. That's a different address. And it's approved, Wilkins Group, very branded. The category that I used, I don't think it shows it in here, was, I don't know, gastrointestinal something. We'll see that in a second. So what we do first is we click on Yes, Get Started. So we're not looking for our change or how our listing appears on Maps. We're just going to click on Manage Now because we're claiming this listing. And then of course the verification method or option is going to be mail. That's no surprise. So we're going to click on Later. And then what we have here is when we go to the info page, it's a little bit different. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the new GMB platform, but basically what Google wants business owners to do is claim their listing and then fill out the rest of their information. And they're actually going to let them attempt to publish the listing as an unclaimed but live map listing on Maps. Even if they haven't verified yet, in which most cases is going to be verified via Postcard. It'd be the same if somebody came and submitted all the information new from the front end. So anyway, we've claimed a listing. The key is to get the listing live in Maps, which I have using a very clean, non-spammed category and a branded name. So now what I'm going to do, let's just say I want this to be an appliance repair listing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the category to appliance repair service. Click apply. The next thing I'm going to do is add my hours of operation. So I'll just say they're open 24 hours a day. It's probably not that realistic for this type of business, but it's quicker to do it this way. So anyway, you're going to fill in your hours of operation. And then after that, you're going to click apply. And now we're going to get a phone number. I'm just going to grab an arbitrary one from here. Okay, so you have your phone number set up. Add that and apply the phone number. And then of course you're going to want your website URL as well, assuming that you're using one. So I'm just going to use this one here. So appliancerepair.com / Skokie-IL. Okay, so this is our fictitious landing page. The website really exists, so anyway. That will be applied. And so this is the core information that we want populated on the listing. We're having major issues trying to get one and or both onto the listing. We might as well fill out our hours of operation. And of course, this is our target category. So it can get a little bit tricky, but let's see what happens. So anyway, when you scroll down, Google My Business wants you to confirm this information is correct. And notice I didn't change the name. This doesn't work if you change the name. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll do that later. I'm going to click confirm. It's going to save that. And now up top, it's going to say Wilkins Group is ready to share with customers on Google Search and Maps. I'm going to click on Finish Up. And it's going to say get ready to connect with customers. Publishing Wilkins Group will make it discoverable on Google Search and Maps. Customers will be able to leave reviews, see photos, and get offers from your business. We're going to click on Publish. Now, as you're going to guess here, of course it doesn't get published right away. This would just be similar to adding your end result listing, what you really want it to be via a Maps ad, and you put all the information on there up front, and of course it just sits in pending. It may come out in a week, it may come out in a month, it may never. So we don't really have time to wait for that. So anyway, we've populated this stuff. Of course I don't want to verify now. We've already verified it's going to be the mail option. So now what I'm going to do is go back and check out the listing. Okay. Sometimes that information that's in the GMB that's in the GMB dashboard will already be on the listing here. In this case, it's going to be a little bit slow. So I can refresh it. I can throw it into another browser and see what's going on there. I'm just confident because I've done this several times that I know at some point the phone, hours of operation, and website are going to populate onto the listing. Now the category as well will do that because again we have it confirmed in here. So really the only thing I need to do manually is I just need to make a name edit. So I'm going to get rid of the word group. Say I want it to be Wilkins Appliance Repair. So I'm just going to get rid of that and maybe add the word appliance. Okay. Add the word appliance, and then I'm going to do my normal double edit. Now I'm going to add the opening date. Okay, so let's just say that was on March of 1st of 2018. Okay, so I'm going to click done and click send. Okay, so contribute more. This is the normal screen that we see. Okay, so we already know the place creation occurred. We'll refresh that, and then we go over to the GMB page and we're going to refresh that. And see what happened right there? Two things happen, and don't worry about this so much, okay? The first thing is our name change is applied, and it says this location is updated information from Google users or other sources. Review these published updates to make sure that they're accurate. Okay. Funny enough, we're doing this from the same account that we have the GMB in. Often you can create a second account or use a second account in a different browser and make these same edits. For some reason though, this is easier. If you run into problems, just understand. Use a different account in a different browser session, you'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and click accept all for this location. Now notice, the appliance repair category is still primary. That's where we want it to be, but endoscopist, is that how you say endoscopist? I think it is, endoscopist, is now suggested as an additional category, which is kind of interesting. So anyway, I'm going to accept all for this location. Great, fine, good to go. It saved it. Everything else is fine. Nothing, no sections are impending. I'll go ahead and refresh my browser here. Of course, it was approved. Okay, so let's look at it now. Interesting enough, the right category is there, the right name's there. Well, I'm going to add repair, but the name we've just edited is there. But more importantly, the phone number and the website URL is there along with the hours of operation. So I'm going to make another edit. And notice that I'm in Google Chrome Incognito. So I want to show you something about the categories. When I click on suggest and edit, change name, in this case it used to have, or sometimes we'll have an arrow and drop down categories. Okay, in this case it does not. And in those drop down categories you could add up to like 10 secondary categories. In some cases this endoscopist or endoscopist, however it's pronounced, will show up on the map listing as well. Okay, so that's no big deal, just kind of a side note. So I'm just going to add the word repair, and I'm going to go ahead and change the opening date. Okay, so I'm going to click done, click send, go back to contribute more. Of course, that second name edit is pending. And if we go over to Google My Business, sure enough, in a second, it's going to review edits here. Let's see what edits they're looking at. Review edits. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're just going to review edits. It says, has new edits that need approval. We'll click review edits. So now it's saying that we don't want Wilkins Appliance Repair. So we're going to discard that. We're going to go back and refresh this. And it was approved. Okay, it's very interesting. Sometimes it'll get approved, sometimes it won't. But this has been approved. And if you have an issue, again, you have to go to a second browser with a different account. So now you'll see this name is under review. This is neither here nor there. Okay, it's neither here nor there. If I go back and look at the listing, it hasn't added it yet, but we know that that edit has already been published. Okay, so just bear with me. So we can refresh this again and see if it updates the name right away. It will, because it's already been published. Okay, so I want to check and see. I can't get that arrow again to see the secondary categories. That's fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to GMB, and I don't really care about this secondary category, but I am going to get rid of it and apply and see what happens. Okay, so now that's under review. We'll just refresh that. We'll refresh this. Eventually everything will be fine, but we have our primary categories: appliance repair service. Eventually the word repair will appear after that. Phone number, website URL. We're good to go. Let's see what GMB does over here. Okay, so if I refresh this, the Listing name is now out of review, which it really doesn't matter because you're going to see here in a second, but it's kind of reviewing the fact that I took out my initial category. It added my initial category as a second category, which in the end of the day, it doesn't really matter that much. And so if this is in review, that's fine. I'll refresh it. What I'd like to show you is when you suggest and edit, sometimes again there would be an arrow to the right, and if you click on it, there'd be a drop down. You could actually get rid of that secondary category. In fact, you know what? I'll try it with another account to see if I can show you. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. I have this open in a different browser under my account. So anyway, the name is correct, the primary category is correct, everything else is correct. We're good to go. All of those edits can be made up front, including the category. One thing I want to know, if you don't change the category before you hit confirm, you 9 times out of 10 will not be able to switch that category. It'll just be stuck on the category that you published in. So if we go back here, we look in GMB. I don't care that this is in review. We're not going to try to ever verify with this account. This is what we're going to do. We're going to click up here, close remove the listing, and we're going to click on remove the listing. Bye-bye. I don't care. Okay, so now what we have is our final product right here. That's all we need. So anyway, this is the new system as of right now. I'm testing some other things, so look at it yourself. It's a lot different than before, but it solves that problem, at least for now. Talk to you later.